That might be the best cover-up of the century, if not longer. I mean, if they were going to survive, they would have to do a cover-up, but what would make sense? And I'm not saying it's not silly. I'm not saying that it's not the most holy shit out of the box thinking you're putting your life savings and your entire family's life savings on this gamble. But here's the thing. Humans are very easy to persuade if you give them and you say the most bullshit lie to their face and you don't blink. And the fact that you just called it an attraction, that everyone was involved, how do most people who didn't see someone get shot on the street not buy the bullshit? Because it's not to say there's not going to be people who say, I saw a dude shoot a girl on the street. I saw a girl shoot characters on the street. Like, I don't believe it. Not saying there's not going to be thousands of people who probably raise an eyebrow if not fully believe in the conspiracy, but they're probably going to be just people online that look like they're spouting conspiracy bullshit, right? Because they were able to do it at the appropriate moment, sure, they would have loved to have been able to destroy the hacker a lot sooner. It's not something that I say couldn't be believable given what we've seen in terms of how they've covered up things up in the past. I mean, literally, just the fact that a terrorist attack in a subway can be like an explosion that went off, right? It kind of makes sense, even though it sucker punched me, and I'm like, bitch, you serious? Are you actually just gonna get up there on TV, tell people this bullshit lie? But honestly, when you see that first man say, you know what, that's a little crazy, they got me, I'm like, people can be persuaded by anything, let's be honest. I truly thought that was going to be like the craziest part of the episode, the fact that they're able to like go over like the bullshit and be able to cover their ass. I mean, they were setting up Lilybell, who was just going to dispose of all the girls, and then they would take over, like they'd have them take the fall, and seemingly that got pulled back. And because of that, I honestly really want to see a season 2, because we have one episode to go. The Chisato Takana Heart storyline probably will get resolved, or at the very least, put a band-aid on it for longer than maybe a couple of hours, a couple of days. But there's so much potential with the Lilybell section, where there's going to be this bigger divide between the female and male group. And I really want to see a season 2, because they definitely hint at this one man who's a part of the group. Seemingly, he's got a mission. You know, a little too much about maybe Chisato or even Takana, right? There's so many different things that could be explored in a season 2, which I've been a little humming and hawing for a while if I would want to see a season 2, because I could see the show working in one season. But with the breadcrumbs they're laying, it definitely feels like the creators are saying, we're planning for a season, and we're making it so if we only get a season, we can stop and be okay. But it feels like they're hoping to be able to do more, and given the popularity of the show, I think more is all but a given at this point, even if we don't get a confirmation at the last episode next week, right? But in terms of what they were able to do in terms of a fight, it was pretty quick at the beginning, and you're like, oh shit. I mean, Majima's taken care of. I guess that's all it is. I mean, the fact that they start shooting in, like, right in front of his ear, so he'd kind of get all crazy. But the thing that got me, and the thing that boiled my blood over, was when you see the heart in this bastard's chest, and he's saying, kill me, and the heart is yours. You can go on. Because for him, this is a girl whose entire purpose should be to kill. And the fact that he would go to such length, remove the bullshit bullets where it just stuns, putting live rounds saying your friend's gonna die if you don't kill. The man has no goddamn chill and should have stayed gone. Should have stayed going for cigs that one night, and 10 years later he finally returns. He should have just stayed gone. This man is such a piece of shit. He is such human garbage. And the fact that he went to that length, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm right there with Takana. I was hoping his head got splattered. But the thing is if this girl doesn't want to kill to save her own life, it is not for the characters surrounding her or the viewers, you know, if we were able to change course, because she wouldn't be the same person as she said. Don't get me wrong, if this man was to trip and fall down the stairs, and maybe Takana maybe did that, you know, a little foot out in front of him, he tripped and fell when she wasn't looking, ooh, I wonder how the heart got there. She would be oblivious to how the heart was actually given to her. But in the moment, you understand why she was saying that, and if she would rather die than become a killer, then I respect her wishes, even though this man just, you want to see strangled the same way some of these characters got strangled in the episode. But it's an interesting conundrum, because the whole idea of the heart in the briefcase, the second heart, right? Like, we knew that was there, but to see the bullshit trap that he set. not only just to force her hand into killing, but to put it inside. Like, how do you get that warped? How do you get that twisted that you think some people are born for a specific thing, and because you can dodge bullets, you have to be a born killer? The bitch be crazy is all I'm gonna say. But I mean, Recoil has grown to be one of the strongest series of the year, hands down for me, and there's a lot of shows that I want to see get second seasons, or even third seasons in certain cases. But there's something about this one where it definitely feels like the creators had this vision in their mind of like, they had a 13 episode goal. If they couldn't do more, yeah, there'd be some loose ends where the Lilybell plotline would go. They got casually teased a few episodes back, officially shown here. And there's definitely some smaller character moments, and there's so much you could tell slice of life and narrative-wise, don't get me wrong. But it definitely feels like with the way they're building up episode 13, viewers could in theory leave and say it's a show you can recommend. It's not like oh, they never got to finish, they left on this giant cliffhanger. But I think given the massive spike in popularity from online discussion, streaming numbers seem rather strong as well. I have a feeling that this one's not going to take long to get a confirmation for more, and it feels like the creators have an idea of where a season 2 could go. So I think we're going to be in for a very interesting two-core anime should we get that second season. And it has me excited because up to this point, it was like a 50-50. If you gave me more, I'd watch more and probably very much enjoy it, but I also was saying, like, you could easily end this show in 13 episodes. But there was something about the Lilybell stuff that just, it elevated my excitement to more of like I need a season 2. Like, I'm craving a season 2, not just because, like, you know, because sometimes getting more of something isn't always better. You say, oh, they had an idea for it at one core, but clearly they're stretching their resources thin. They don't have creative juices anymore. I'm like, where can you take this story? But the divide between these two groups and the bullshit lie that's still going to be there, how could you not want to see how the wedge could continue to form, and then you could maybe destroy both sections of those groups simultaneously, or at the very least let the world in on it so it's not this cover-up and people playing gods on two different sides. Either way, this show has really surprised me. I mean, for a show that was what the hell did I just watch with its first episode, because it really was cute girls fighting terrorists in a cafe, the anime, it's really turned into something special, and the dynamic between Takane and Chisato, man, just the rage in this girl trying her damnedest to kill because I don't care if you won't, I will kill this rat bastard because you deserve to live, versus the acceptance of death because that's not who I want to be if it means I have to live. It was so painful. It was such a great character moment and one of the defining aspects of both of their characters in my opinion. I think this show's going to go out with a bang with episode 13. I'm glad that the very quick Majima fight, well, it wasn't really quick, but in comparison to ending on a cliffhanger, it only lasted like a minute or so. I'm glad that there's still more left to show with that, and I'm interested to see if Majima does make it out alive, because for a while I've been saying, you know, Shitty Father and Majima are probably the two characters that are most likely to die, but now I'm not sure where they're going to go, especially given that it feels like there's so many breadcrumbs for a season 2, and I'd love to see them in a season 2 if possible. But thoughts, feelings, theories down below if you got any. One episode to go, and I'm excited to see where they take us. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. Until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.